Okay, I'm live. All right, let's talk some video games, hang out for a bit, then enjoy our weekend. You know, uh, welcome to this episode, of The Unlimited Truth. Yeah, I'm just gonna talk about a few things. Gush about Avowed today. Tell you guys why the 30 frames per second thing is misleading and not a big deal. And then I'm gonna head out. So if you don't mind, give me about an hour of your time. Everybody in the chat, you guys come hang out, be vocal, speak your mind. Let's have a good time, and we're gonna call it a night. All right. So the big controversial move, talked about it earlier this week about Indiana Jones going to PlayStation, and every hot take in the book has been out there. And while for me, I hate the whole lying fact coming up there and saying it's not going to be, and then everybody's trying to just add context and play semantics, but really a few days later I'm over it. I'm over it. I First of all, Indiana Jones on PlayStation is not the death of Xbox and all these other hot takes that I've been seeing. Right, it's not the end of Xbox. It's not the death of Xbox. It's hell. I don't even think it's really helping out PlayStation that much, like the way people are saying. Right. Um, it's more like one of them things where, from the console war standpoint, yeah, I would definitely 100% if the game just stayed an Xbox exclusive. Right. Keep it under the Xbox umbrella, put it on Game Pass, and let us ride into the sunset with it. But it's just that and this is just me personally. I just don't hold grudges with companies, right? Because at the end of the day, they're gonna run a business. Xbox is running a business. They're gonna do what they're gonna do, and I'm powerless to stop it. So my thing is like, okay, you're gonna do what you got to do. Are your games still fun? Yes. Is Game Pass still amazing? Yes. Am I still looking forward to games? Yes. Dude, did y'all guys see the Avowed preview today? I thought it was amazing. I mean, it's just so nice to see just a traditional RPG like that, right? In an era where the RPG genre, and by the way, chat, feel free to be vocal today. Let's hang out and talk and have a good time. But yeah, but in an era, right, where where pretty much a lot of games are putting RPG elements. Avowed just seems like a nice traditional Skyrim type RPG, and I love it for it, man. I thought it's Avowed is one of these games where I've been hyping it up since day one. I've been extremely excited for it. I've been singing the praises of Obsidian forever, right? And yet it just keeps getting better and better. Hey, what's up, Batman: The Darkest Night? How are you, man? How are you, man? I'm good. I'm good, man. Yeah, but so and but let's get to a few of these things and just talk it out. Um, so Phil Sarabon had an interview at Gamescom. They talked a few things. Um, right now we have more Xbox console users than we ever had in the history of Xbox. So so it seems like a lot of people are playing on Xbox, which is great. Um, it's just it's just one of the things. As things change in the gaming industry, right? I guess Xbox is just trying to. Yo, what's up, Shizno? What's up, Shizno, man? Talking some video games, man, and hanging out with y'all. So whatever y'all got in your mind, feel free to put in the chat. And this is one of them shows I'm going to address every comment I can. Because sometimes it could be a little rowdy, and I always enjoy that. But yeah, back to the main point, right? With the interview, there's something particularly interesting Phil said in that interview that I've not really seen that aspect covered. And he said something along the lines that there's a lot of pressure on Xbox, right? Which which I thought was interesting because if there's a lot of pressure, And I, first of all, after dropping 7.5 billion on Bethesda, almost 70 billion on Activision, making more money than Windows last year, yeah, I could see why there's pressure from people who previously never really put Xbox on that pedestal like that, right? And and that's the thing. When it comes to all this stuff, we're really just trying to put the pieces together and figure everything out. I'm just one of them people. I'm not, I'm not overreacting. I'm not selling my Xbox. I'm not saying the Xbox is dead. I don't think any of that is going to happen. I still don't think the PlayStation 5 is a good fucking console at all. You know, I'm just being real with you guys. I'm not the, I'm not the, everybody else who's like, oh yeah, I'm hurt, and the Xbox fans who want Xbox to have, who wants, the Xbox fans who wants Xbox to have to be treated by the media and the way PlayStation Nintendo is. I don't need that shit, man. I don't need Starfield to win Game of the Year for it to be my favorite game of the generation, basically, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm one of them gamers. I don't need this. I don't need this weird approval or to win some fake ass console war just to feel good about my purchase. No, I play my games on Xbox, I have a good time, and I come to my own conclusion with things. And then when there's stuff I don't like Phil lied to us earlier this week, then I call it out. Other than that, I try to keep it positive. Because I listen, I'm probably the only YouTuber here who genuinely thinks gaming's still amazing. Gamescom was fantastic. Avowed keeps getting better and better. So I can't. I'm not. It's rare for me to come up here, stay pissed off, go. Keep bitching and moaning. I spoke my mind and I'm over it. But Shizno Elite said, I think indie makes sense just like Doom, but if Forza goes over like the rumors say, that's when Xbox identity comes into question. IMO. Yeah. Good point there. Because it's because that's the thing. Xbox fans have swallowed a lot. You know what I'm saying? Um, I think if you were to ask a lot of these hardcore Xbox fans who follow this stuff very very strongly, just know they would prefer if like they wouldn't even want PC to have the Xbox game. They would want it tied to the Xbox console, and at most we get the games they want on Game Pass, right? Um, but people could be but people are cool. People are cool with stuff like they could swallow Doom and Indie. But if it's like the Forzas and Halos and stuff, that's where people draw the line, and that's where I do think you'll reach that crescendo of okay, I don't know how Xbox is going to survive this shit. I don't know how how's going to. Like Game Pass is phenomenal, it really is, but it's just going to be a harder sell when people when people think they could get the PlayStation games plus the Xbox games, and then everybody's hot takes just knows that every single Xbox game is going to PlayStation eventually. It's not, but that's the hot takes. You know what I'm saying? That's the hot takes. The homie Devil Shooter 126. So when you guys go on PC or in PlayStation, Devil Shooter. Actually, so Devil, I upgraded my PC, my old ass piece, cheap ass PC that got me through college. Now I actually got a pretty good one, and I went ahead and got the 4070 Ti Super. So my PC could play these games, man. So if I want, so you know what I'm saying. And what's cool, and what's pretty cool now that I got a gaming PC, and and I upgraded the RAM and all that stuff. Um, it's cool. I get it now. I get the novelty of playing Hellblade and 1440p and max settings and all this other stuff. Really cool stuff. So yeah. But with that said, look, man, I know you're a lot more doom and gloom than I am, but nah, Xbox will be fine. Xbox will 100% be fine. Just knows is Forza Pillar IP. Yep. Yeah. And that's the thing when it comes to the discussion. Everybody's just worried, of what next and what Xbox thinks is going to port over. Um, I don't, and then when you put 5 games over on PlayStation 1 year, that's a lot of damn games. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of damn games to put to put on what is seen as the rival platform. Um, but Xbox got a business to run, and if that's what they see their business is, then what can I do? You know what I'm saying? I'm not one. I gotta admit, I'm one of them people where it's like I don't. I've learned in life. I just not gonna hang on to hold on too long on what I can't control, man. Hopefully it's just continues to be some games. Cause I don't think it'll be all right. Just no lead said, I don't need all the sheep to like Xbox. I enjoy what I like. Yeah, that's how I feel. Look, if as ridiculous as people are now, all this stuff is not nearly as bad as it was last generation. Last generation, especially at the beginning of it, you couldn't even openly like Xbox, man. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't even openly like Xbox without people ragging on you. So I'm used to it. It's just that I've also been around the Xbox community as a large long enough to know what they want. You know what I'm saying? So when someone like Paris Lilly say Xbox needs to be exactly like PlayStation, a lot of Xbox fans has felt that way for the longest. I don't. You know, because if I wanted to be like PlayStation, I just play my PlayStation. Excuse me, I just make a PlayStation my main console, but I don't for a reason. Exactly, unlimited. I like what I like. Hey, Jimmy Mac, exclusives don't make sense anymore. Well, I'll say this: exclusives aren't the big set. Well, matter of fact, let me find it because I kind of want to build off what you said there, Jimmy Mac. There's still value in exclusives. Let's not get that twisted. Let's not think that just because you're Boy Unlimited is one of the probably a few Xbox fans who aren't raging about Indiana Jones that PlayStation fans got to pay $70 for it, and we get it on Game Pass that I'm thinking, just put every game everywhere. There's still values in exclusive, Jimmy. But to your point, let's see. As we saw last month, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Uh, I yeah, I'm looking for the article where it was talking about how the Xbox Series consoles had an increase in hardware sales, like 40% increase, thanks to college football. A multi-plat Jimmy Mac sold Xboxes more than probably any exclusive that has, except for maybe Starfield, because Starfield was a huge success, right? Why is the article not coming up? Yeah, but the point is, what you're saying. So Jimmy Mac, I'm not saying definitively. I'm not saying definitively exclusives don't make sense. Just that they aren't the huge big selling point like they used to be. You know, and then some people might look at the Black Myth Wukong game that's going to come to Xbox eventually anyway, being a hit. But that's not a first party fucking game from Sony. It's a game that it's a bigger hit on PC than console. A pretty fun game. I've been playing it too. But yeah, it's another multi-plat that sold a console. Yo, Coco Fiend, the homie Coco Fiend. What's up, man? What's up? I'm good, man. Just enjoying my Friday. Got off work not long ago. Want to hang out with you guys for a little bit before we enjoy our weekends. And this is one of the streams where I could hang out with the chat a bit. We talk things out, have some good conversation. And to your credit, you guys are on it already. I hope Xbox lives. Yeah, Xbox is going to live, man. Xbox going to live. Again, when people see all this stuff and it goes to PlayStation, it gets a little worried, and I could understand that. I could understand that, but I do think Xbox. And the reason why I think Xbox is going to live is just because outside of us, the hardcores, right? I don't think like the average gamer is really that upset. You know what I'm saying? And the average Xbox owner, um, I'm not even 100% sure if the average Xbox owner who wasn't following Gamescom doesn't follow the showcase, and whatever they know about new games is from ads that they see when they turn on their Xbox, or maybe something from following their favorite game. Um, I I don't think that they're that upset. You know what I'm saying? These are people who don't really care if games run at 30 frames per second or 60 frames per second, or don't really notice if a game is 1440p or 4K, and they're the majority. And as long as Xbox could still get the majority of people to buy Xbox, it'll be fine. It will. And it's not like Xbox don't have amazing games anyway. Should no Elite said very true. Exclusives don't make as much sense anymore. Yeah, yeah. Again, I'm not here to say exclusives don't matter at all. That's not the point. But as the numbers do show that they just don't push. Like when college football was push is the game that pushed the most Xbox hardware. I could kind of see how the Xbox brass just looks at games the way they do sometimes. But that's what's up. Yeah, yeah, man. Upgraded my PC, man. Finally got a good PC that could actually that does well. First of all, the damn thing could actually work because my old one, again, the old cheap ass PC that got me through college and I had it for fucking ever. Eventually I was like, I got sick of it, man. And then so when I got a PC, I was like, let me just get something that I can at least play games on to. Hey, Unlimited, are you into horror movies or old school horror movies are better? Yeah, yeah, man. Yeah, I love horror movies, and the old school stuff is great. Is it better? I think so. Yeah, I think the old school horror movies are better. But that doesn't mean that we don't get some damn good bangers now too. We get some really good horror stuff these days too. Shit's no leap. LOL. I have my PS5 as well as my Series X. I'm always a console gamer. If Xbox disappear, I'll reluctantly go PlayStation. Never going to back to PC with too much crap and mess. Yeah. 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 Well. Yeah. For me, getting the game PC was more so because I work. And I'm one of them guys. I do the hybrid work. Sometimes at the office, work for home. So first and foremost, I just needed a PC that was good for work. But when you're a gamer like me, and Xbox has a lot of functionalities that works between both PC and Xbox, I want to give it a try. But like you, I'm always going to be a console gamer. I'm still playing my Xbox all the damn time when I am gaming. Shit, no. But if Xbox disappear, honestly, I'll probably be a retro gamer, man. I'll probably be a retro gamer. I'll be praising the Xbox consoles the way we do the Sega Genesis. The Sega consoles, the Dreamcast, Genesis, Saturn, and all that. I can't see myself going full PlayStation, or if I do, I won't be like some hardcore PlayStation fan because it's just not it's never been my thing. It's never been my thing personally. I think eventually all Xbox IPs will hit PlayStation. I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think that's happening. Unless consoles just get phased out altogether. Yeah, I don't think that's happening. Nay. Look back at all the home consoles: the 64, GameCube, Wii U, OG Xbox One, Saturn, Dreamcast. All had great exclusives and all sold poorly. Yeah, yeah. And that's the thing that I've always tried to say to Jimmy is that plenty of times in gaming history, great, phenomenal, excellent games, some games that would even that many of us would consider our favorites ever, unfortunately didn't do well. So that's why whenever people try to pretend, well, not well, people try to say that it's the quality of the game and why a game failed, a lot of times no. Sometimes games just don't connect with general audiences, or the consoles don't. Um, but yeah, uh, but the Xbox One sold something like 69 million consoles, if I'm not mistaken. It sold well, man. I mean, that did way better than the GameCube, which I think sold like 21 million. The Wii U was still like 13 million. So I don't think the Xbox One was a failure at all. A lot. Just like uh, unless you think success is selling 100 million consoles, which only what like 5 or 6 consoles ever did that. Nah, I don't think people might think because it didn't sell as much as the PS4 or something, it was a failure. I'm sorry, I just don't see it. It seemed like it did well enough. Series has sold 30 million, definitely not a failure. When they only sell 13 like the Wii U, then there'd be valid time to worry. Yep, yep, absolutely agree with you there, Shizno. Absolutely agree with you, man. Um, yeah, it's you know, hell, I don't think the GameCube, which did 21 million, was that much of a failure, or the OG Xbox, which sold like 25 million, I think that generation. You know what I'm saying? To me, if you're a failure, then that means that you're not in the console market at all anymore, like Sega is, or like Atari was, or like the guys who did the Jaguar, who I'm forgetting. No, I think that's the Atari Jaguar, right? That's failure. It was a positive Xbox article. They probably took it down because of peer pressure. Yeah, 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 yeah. But I mean, this article mentions it, but yeah, college football had a huge increase in the series console sales, man. Which I just had to put that up there to share with what Jimmy Mack said. If you're not Nintendo, you don't have exclusives. It's that simple. Yeah. Well, look, as we discussed, Devil Shooter, exclusives aren't pushing these consoles like that anyway. PlayStation's best-selling games were multi-plats. That's why their stuff is on PC, and so on. And even then, yeah, yeah, Black Myth is huge on PC, not as big on PlayStation. It's already been proved they love the cat for games and not buy them and support them. Yeah, that's pretty much their mo. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much their mo. They talk big, but shit. But when it comes to paying for all these $70 games, they are not fucking buying them. You know what I'm saying? They are not fucking buying 70 every game is $70. In the '90s, the Sega Genesis was my favorite console. Same here, Batman. Same here, man. I love the Genesis. That was my first console. That's the console that I credit for getting me into gaming, man. That console was absolutely excellent. I still remember with Mortal Kombat writing down the codes for finishers and games like X Men and X Men Two, Clones Wars, and The Adventures of Batman and Robin, and of course Sonic and Streets of Rage. Those are goat tier games on that console. What a phenomenal! Loved it, loved it, loved it. Xbox in turn, of brands are stronger than ever. Xbox could live just on Halo, Gears, COD, Diablo, Forza, WoW, Overwatch, other schools, Fallout, Minecraft alone. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And Jimmy Mack, those games is put into the other games because and then and by the way, this is just me. This is just me. As much as I love your Gears, Halo, Forza, my favorite Xbox games are always the stuff like your Sunset Overdrives and currently Starfield. Avowed has had me the most has been my most excited game. Like, be real with you, I'm more excited for Avowed than Gears of War E Day, for example. Even though Gears of War E Day is going to be a way more popular game, do bigger numbers, and so on. And that's the beauty of gaming. You know, that's the beauty of gaming, right? That the Xbox could have these huge franchises, Jimmy. But you could be more excited for the Perfect Darts or the South of Midnights out there, and then and still enjoy Halo, Gears, Forza, Diablo. You know what I'm saying? PC isn't as good as you guys say. I bought a PC and oh boy, that shit sucks. I can't even launch Dishonored 2. Atomic Heart is laggy. Xbox is a lot smoother. PS5 is okay, but I play on PS5. Oh, I'm sorry. P5 as in Persona 5 or P5 as in PS5? P5 is okay, but all I play on P5 is Xbox games. I'm guessing you're saying all you play on your PS5 or Xbox games like Sea of Thieves and Call of Duty. Yeah, yeah. PC's all right, you know. Yeah, but what I don't like about PC, first of all, you need all these stupid ass launchers. You know what I'm saying? Which is so stupid. You know, when I downloaded Dragon Age had to download the EA launcher and all this other nonsense. That's the type of stuff that it's like, all right, whatever. My PC works very well, so I personally haven't had issues so far with any games that I launched. But I could believe that. I could believe that, man. And hell, with a lot of these recent games, that's why that's why most of the time the controversy is the PC version of them games. Like I remember You know, uh, what game? I'm trying to think. I think it was that Star Wars Jedi, right? I think when that launched on PC, it was a mess. But when I played it, it was fine. And that's another thing. My experience on console is always perfectly fine, Lord of Squad. The only game that I could genuinely remember that had bad performance was Mafia 3. That was the only game that I remember would crash on me and all that other stuff. Other than that, whenever there's an issue with a game, when I play the same game, it's always cool. It's always straight. You know what I'm saying? I played Black Myth at 30. Looks and plays fine on my PS5. Well, there we go. According to Shizano, Black Myth is fine at 30. I don't have a need for PC beyond gaming, so really can't warrant the cost of building a great one. Yeah, I completely understand that. I completely understand that. Like I said, if I didn't work from home, I would have just got a little BS computer. But you're born limited sometimes spend because I haven't. 4060 Ti, Ryzen 77, 32 GB of RAM. My PC is garbage compared to a Series S. I had a PS5 and all it does is play Xbox games. So I'm going to buy the new terabyte Series X. Keep my PC way better move. Yeah. What I like, yeah, man, gaming on the Series X is just so smooth, man. And then the quick resume, I don't care what anybody said. Quick resume, whoever came up with quick resume should be put in the Microsoft Xbox Hall of Fame because you guys do not know how much. And like I'm one of them people, especially since I don't always have all the time in the world to game, right? So today's Friday. I could kick back in game when I'm done, dude. I could jump into, I'm playing Cyberpunk, Phantom Liberty, Dragon's Dogma 2, Kino Bridge of Spirits. You know what I'm saying? And I could just jump through these games because they're all on quick resume. They don't close on you. They, and that alone, and add that with the super fast loading times. And because I swear, if you try to turn on an old Xbox console, you'll see how slow it is now. The Series S is just such a wonderful console. You know what I'm saying? For me, it's more like PC is just a good complement to it, and there's cool novelty into trying it. But yeah, man, Lord of Squad, I'm 100% gonna be a console gamer. That's where my heart is. If you want the game, no need to get a PC unless you like hardcore strategy games. Even then, you can still find some of those on console. Yeah, I mean, hell, Xbox Google Pool is has put oh, what's that game called? I have it installed on my console. Hold on, let me. I know it's at the top of my head. Oh, Age of Mythology. That's right, Age of Mythology is coming to Xbox on September. Right, they put Age of Empire on there. So 100%, the strategy games are on console now. And hell, I Google Poll, I 100% believe we're going to get a Xbox port of World of Warcraft eventually. I 100% believe that's possible, especially with today's consoles. When you compare it on studios, IP, services, pure profit, why would anyone think that Xbox would fail before PlayStation? Oh, it's simple, Cypher type, because a lot of people talk from a console wars perspective. In the console wars, we don't want our games to go on other platforms. We want to act like exclusives are the only thing that matter, and that people are playing nothing else but exclusives, and that the only reason why people bought a PS5 was for exclusives. When the truth of the matter is, there are a lot of people, and I've seen it with my own eyes. I've seen with my own eyes, even have family members who bought a PlayStation, never once touched a PlayStation exclusive. They played Call of Duty, Mad, FIFA, and GTA. That's it. And the reality is, that's a large majority of gamers. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason why, other than maybe Nintendo, no exclusive is, no console, no exclusive is, how can I word this? No exclusive Cypher type is played by the most gamers on the console. I'm sorry, my wording is very, very stupid. But the point is, like, for example, if there are 60 million PlayStation 5s, there are not 60 million people are never going to play Spider-Man 2. It's really going to be like 11, 12, 13 million at most by the end of it. and that's a good number on a good day. The new wave in the future will be multi-platform games. Casuals will buy it up, will butt up at a play. I guess buy it to play it or something. Yeah. Well, the thing about Kenneth Williams is more so, not only that, it's more so that these games are extremely expensive as well. You know what I'm saying? As much as people hype up the AAA games, Kenneth, the curse of that is that if you want 4K 60 HDR ray tracing and whatever else bells and whistles, the latest engines, UE5 and all that stuff takes all. And we've seen hell. I read apparently that bullshit Concord game took 8 years to develop. All right, let me make sure that's right. Yeah, that flop, that Sony flop, that massive Sony flop, 8 years. I mean, look at this. Sony's live service hero shooter Concord has been developed for 8 years. And Kenneth, do you know when these companies invest 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years into these AAA games, spending hundreds of millions? The truth is, Kenneth, that that if they for a lot of these games to really make that money back, you got to sell it to more than just what's on the box. That's why even PlayStation putting their games on PC. You know what I'm saying? And that's why a lot of us have been predicting for years that that's going to be day one eventually itself. Snooky Jackson, the homie Snooky Jackson said, "What's up, Unlimited Production? What's up, Snooky? Thank you for joining, man. Just doing a hangout, chatting with you guys. Shane G, I see you down there, man. The homie Shane G. Yeah, man. Just hanging out, talking some video games." Coco Fiend said, "I just want people to know that same energy when PlayStation does it." Yeah, 100%. And here's the thing, Coco Fiend. This is how it goes now. Xbox does it first, gets all the backlash, gets all the hate, gets all the talk, gets all the anger. Sony does it, and nobody cares. You know what I'm saying? I remember specifically, Coco Fiend, seeing so many people, especially on the days when I used to be on Twitter before I quit that stupid ass app, right? So many people would say things like, if PlayStation, God of War would never, in capital words, right? Just to emphasize, Coco Fiend, how sure they were. Sony would never put their exclusive on PC. If they did that, I'm selling my PlayStation. I'm going to PC. And do you know what happened? When that happened, not a single one of them sold their PlayStation. They just kept talking about Xbox. So that's how it is, man. Avowed looks amazing. I'm excited for it. Yes. Avowed, I thought Avowed looked phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal there, Shinzo Elite. And it's just so cool to get a traditional RPG like that. I loved everything Avowed showed today, Obsidian showed today. And it for me, Shizno, the game just keeps looking better and better and better and better. Hell, there's a part where it showed, it showed kind of like the inventory system and part of the screen where you'll build your character. Loved it. Love seeing all that and how I'm going to tailor my character. Might do a few run throughs of different builds and stuff. Love that stuff, man. Avowed keeps blowing me away. I'm totally with you. I'm excited for Avowed and Tideborn. 2025 is looking so good. Yes, Jimmy. And that's what's crazy about Gamescom, Jimmy, they didn't even bring Perfect Dark, Fable, South of Midnight, or any of the other games, or State of Decay 3. The other games that the showcase was saying had a 2020 was probably coming 2025. Now, with Avowed and Tideborn pushed back till next year, I think 100%. A couple of the games at the summer show that we saw that was 2025 going to be pushed back to 2026. It's either that or Xbox is just going to say, yeah, we're going to have the best year possible with our first party content, because I just don't I don't think that they're going to release Avowed and Towerborn, which is supposed to come out this year, next year, and then like 6 of the first party games. I don't know if that's going to happen realistically. Shizno Lee said Arkham Knight on PC is infamous. Thank you. That was like 8 years ago, so I completely forgot about that. But yes. Excuse me. I play Arkham Knight is my favorite Batman game, right? Love it, love it. And the thing, the PC version was notoriously awful, and that's where like all the negativity came from. Because the game is brilliant. I think the game is brilliant. Had the best combat, some of the best combat I ever played in general, but definitely the best combat in the Arkham series. Batman: The Darkest Knife said, in my opinion, Call of Duty Black Ops 2 was the last good Call of Duty game, at least in my opinion. Yeah, look, your boy Unlimited is not a Call of Duty fan. I didn't even like Call of Duty that much when it was considered good. So I take people's word on it, you know what I'm saying, on what the last good Call of Duty was, because it's not a game I'm going to play. I like that Xbox has it under its umbrella because it's going to make them so much money. They could do a lot with it. But, there's a reason why you don't really see me just praising Call of Duty, or I'm not going to play realistically, I'm not. Call of Duty is not really my thing. But if that was the last good one, I'll take your opinion on it. I can't really debate something I don't know. Cypher Type said, the tragedy is that PlayStation acquired Insomniac, who made a great game in Sunset Overdrive and made them churn out Spider-Man game after Spider-Man game. Yeah, man, they made a lot of them fucking Spider-Man games. And as much as they get praised, I thought like when my brother gave me my PS5, because that's how I got it. I got it free because my brother just gave it to me. He didn't want the damn thing no more. And I played it. I was like, this is not. I was a little disappointed because the way people hype up Spider-Man. They hyped the Spider-Man like it's the greatest superhero game ever. And it was fine. It was fine, but not mind blowing. It still had the long, boring cut scenes, the stupid, over dramatic voice acting, and all that other shit. And the gameplay was solid, but hardly phenomenal. But with that said, as much as I think Spider-Man is just a fine 7 out of 10 game, I at least like it enough. My favorite PlayStation game I played so far has been Gravity Rush 1 and 2. I think they're phenomenal. Spider-Man would probably be 4 after the God of War 3. The God of War 3 remastered. I didn't like the reboot that much. I thought it was a little too modern day Sony bullshit for my liking. Why does everyone say oh, I don't know. No, Loaded Squad. I say that in jest because Sony throws out numbers every few months, and I genuinely have no fucking clue how much they sold. So Sony will say, hey, we sold X amount, and I'll see it in passing and just say, Sony, they sold 60 million and this and that, but who fucking knows, man? Because the thing about the PS5, like, let's not forget, guys, at the beginning of the generation, when the scalpers scalped so many PlayStation 5s that at one point there were articles saying 25% of all PlayStation 5 sold were never turned on. So yes, Loaded Squad. So the 60 million consoles sold. That's just one of the things that I say because I haven't really fact checked myself other than what Sony said. And so guys, this is an Xbox podcast. I'm an Xbox gamer first and foremost. So I follow the Xbox stuff very, very closely. I don't follow the Sony stuff nearly as closely as you might think. Because I'm just not the PlayStation fan. Like I go months without my PlayStation. Just is the only reason why it's not a dust collector is because I like to keep my stuff clean. But I don't play that fucking console like that. I don't. Especially when a game. The thing I hate the most are those time exclusives, because I'll think about buying it on PlayStation, or sometimes I might buy it if it hits the PlayStation tax of 20 and under. Then it'll come to Xbox, and I just end up playing the Xbox version. Coco Fiend said, "Facts. Quick resume is such an underrated feature." Yeah, man, it changed how I gamed. You know what I'm saying? It changed how I gamed because used to just do I used to just do one game at a time. Then here comes Game Pass, right? I mean, here comes the Series X. All of a sudden, I could have 6, 7, 8 games suspended. Now, my rotation is usually around 4 or 5 games, Coco Fiend. I usually do a good 4 or 5 games in my rotation, right? And I'll just play those and just jump easily into it. I love it. I love it. I can't go back from that. I can't. I can't go back from Quick Resume. Series X to me feels so well built and runs so smooth and quiet. It's such a great console. Yeah, yeah. I think. Look, man. By the end of this generation, I'm probably going to say it's the best Xbox console ever. Because I mean, I have hundreds and hundreds of games. All of them run on my Series X. All of them run extremely well. And then with some of the first party stuff, they get like the 60 frames per second update. So even if it was 30 at first, it's not anymore. Like just stuff like that just makes it so great. And the games are fun, and there's so many games that just don't leave. If I stop buying games right now, I'm probably good for a lifetime. And they're all playable on this series on one console. That's brilliant to me. I love that. I started up my 360 last week, and it took so long to load a game. I am spoiled. Yeah, man. I had to put my 360 back up, man, because when the store was closing, I was playing some of the games that aren't backwards compatible and all that stuff. But I'm like, I hate to sound like a snob, but it was just too old. The 360, as great as it was in 2005 and 2024, was just too old for me, man. I had to get back to some of my current, and even with the backwards compatible games, 10 out of 10 times I rather just play my BC games on the Series X than 360. You know what I'm saying? The 360 phenomenal console, but there's a reason why tech moves forward, man. Jimmy Max says, I have a gaming laptop. I use it primarily for older games that aren't backwards compatible and indies that aren't on console. Yeah, that's one thing I'm learning, Jimmy, is that PC has shared games that aren't on console. That looks pretty interesting. Yeah, Xbox now have the Paradox games, which are the big ones on PC. Yep. I mean, Xbox got a lot. The reason I'm saying this is because people said PC has everything. I'm having a hard time finding anything to fucking play. Same with PS5. PS5 has games for idiots, all linear, name unique PS5 games. Yeah. Since I'm still new to the whole PC stuff, I can't really comment. Again, for me, it's it's cool, man. It's cool. I'm pretty neutral on PC. But Xbox is going. PS5 is. I don't care what anybody say. The PS5 is the worst PlayStation in its history. The console is. It's reaching to the point where I flat out think the console sucks. But I'm trying not to just be. I'm trying not to sound like one of those stupid ass fanboys who just hate the hate. But I got the damn thing for free, Solidity Squad, and I don't like it. I just don't, man. It's just not connecting with me, man. And they don't really release these games that I feel like. Okay, the graphics are nice. Did they end up not being as fun as they might look? You know what I'm saying? Especially a game like Horizon, which the biggest generation ever. And Shane G said, "What's up? What's up, Shane G?" Concord could have been so cool. Would rather it had at least had a campaign like Borderlands or Redfall. You can play co-op or alone. The world and characters look very interesting to me. Yeah. The fact that it was an Overwatch clone 8 years after Overwatch was kind of mind blowing to me. Just know, and so that game never had a chance. There's probably some alternate universe out there where it was a success, but it was never going to be a success, really. Not here. Hey, what's up, Extreme V? What's up, man? And David Cohen, another one who popped up. He said, "Hey, Limited, Avowed being 30 is not going to be a great experience. I'm sticking with new." Well, here's the thing. First of all, I'm glad you mentioned that because here's the full quote. The full quote is performance. I don't know. Let me get its performance is one of the last things we figured out, right? Our core target is 30 frames per second, bare minimum. That's the expectation. It's a first-person single-player game. You don't necessarily need that 60 frames per second, and that allows us to get a lot juicier with the effects, lighting, and all that other stuff. It's a trade-off we opted to make relatively early, and we're really happy with that. I mean, the game running pretty smooth for how visually dense it is, and that was always our goal. As far as a greater understanding of performance spec, we're still figuring all that out. It's one of the last things you do. So the reason why I had quoted that on David Cohen is because either A, it's going to be like Starfield and Redfall, where the performance mode came a little later, which is a little annoying. Or B, there's going to be a performance mode, especially now that it was delayed a few months, right, till next year. There's going to be a performance mode. It's just that it's going to be released, before the game or like right after or day one patch or something. Probably not ideal for most people here. I don't think it's as bad, especially after reading it all out, and them saying that it's just the last thing that they're figuring out. I think it's still going to be there. It's just going to be either like Starfield, where it came a few months later, or day one patch or something like that, or last minute thing. But other than that, I don't pass up on games because they're 30 frames per second. To me, that's absurd. And then all that happens is then when the 60 FPS mode comes up, I'll just put it on 60 afterwards. But I don't skip on games for frame rates. I ain't that much like I know PC gamers are super heavy on that, but I ain't, man. I'm not, and I'm not changing my stance on that. I prefer to smooth to 60, but it ain't that fucking big of a deal. Very true. Avowed just looks better every time I see it. Yep, absolutely. Yes, I loved how Avowed looked like a Skyrim type combat. It's like Fantasy Outer Worlds, which I'm fine with. That's what I want, man. That's what I want. The only thing is that it might not be super long, but not every game needs to be 100 hours. Not every game needs to take forever to beat. Like some the games that I love, like your Starfields and all that. And that's okay. So if the game's like 30 hours, cool. Because it looks like it's just such a fun RPG. Just a nice traditional RPG, not trying to be a Souls-like or action adventure with RPG elements that's extremely common now. It looks like it's like a legit action RPG where you build your character, you got to put your skill points and all this other just stuff I love. I absolutely love. NA29 said, if PlayStation was to port another exclusive to Xbox, I think the Uncharted series would be next. Yeah, I think, boy, can you imagine the meltdown if that happened? That would be something. But yeah, I could see that happening. You know what I'm saying? Uncharted on Xbox would be cool. Yeah, but I got to be real with you, Dende. I like the Tomb Raider series, so I don't have a desire to play Uncharted like that. I love the COD campaigns, not multiplayer anymore. Well, that's the same, because the multiplayer is where all the money goes, right? And that's what everybody else plays. Matter of fact, feel free to correct me, Shizno, but wasn't there a Call of Duty that didn't even have a campaign one year because actors were like, shit, nobody beats the damn thing, so we got rid of it. and then they brought it back, which, by the way, they should always put a campaign in multiplayer. Just keep that. Don't mess up a good formula, developers. Keep the campaign in multiplayer. Don't get too cute with it, man. Some next Spider-Mans are good, but not as amazing as some say. Yeah, that's exactly how I felt, man. That's exactly how I felt. The homie Batman Arkham Knight said, Batman Arkham City was my favorite Arkham game. Phenomenal game. Absolutely phenomenal. And I don't blame you. I don't blame you, man. Arkham City, man. When Arkham City, and here's the thing, Batman. I played Arkham City for the first time with the, the remaster that they did on last generation. But I remember when it first came out on 360, and it was a huge deal. Game of the Year potential type game. And I was so upset because I was a broke college student at the time that I didn't have any money or any resource to play it. But yeah, that's a phenomenal game. Well, Scott says Spider-Man 2 is gay, LGBT. Fuck that game. Yeah. It has the stupid side missions that nobody likes, right? Nobody likes that stuff. But it's just that. Fighting Venom is nothing new. Playing as it has two Spider-Mans, but there's no co-op. Just little stuff like that kind of rubs people the wrong way. I think the folks saying Insomniac Spider-Man was the greatest Spider-Man. Dude, they say it's the greatest superhero game in existence. Never played Spider-Man 2 on the Xbox or PS2. Yo, Siphon, they say it's the greatest superhero game in general in existence. It's to the point where people will be like Insomniac should be the only ones making superhero games, which is so damn stupid. Marvel Guardians of the Galaxy, loved it. That was my game of the year 2021. Got the Knights. I know the reviewers hate it, but I don't care. That was my game of the year 2022. Like, dude, superheroes been on fire lately. You know, yes. Suicide Squad wasn't swinging a miss, but you know what? But you know what? They still got the Wonder Woman game that's being developed by the guys that made Shadow Mordor. Dude, superhero games are doing great outside of one or two. Well, really, Suicide Squad, which even that game had great gameplay. It just it's just it should have been a Justice League game. You know, it should have been Justice League stopping Brainiac instead of killing the Justice League to stop Brainiac. Hot take. I think Gotham Knights has better gameplay than the Arkham games. Yeah, I mean Gotham Knights. That was my game of the year that year. I absolutely love that game. It's one of them games that I still install, download, put in my Xbox every once in a while, just to play it because I'm like shit. I missed that game. You know, it don't. I kind of wish it was a little longer. And even then, I put in some serious hours into it. Gotham Knights is a good game. I enjoyed it. Yeah. Well, you just heard me praising the game. The next Xbox is going to be interesting. I hope all this world feel good pays off. Do you think Xbox will have a good comeback with the next console? Dude, we're in the middle of the comeback now. Look. I get it. It sucks that Xbox ported some games over to Nintendo and PlayStation because the verse don't really happen. You know what I'm saying? The one PlayStation game we got was MLB The Show. And that was a move the MLB forced Sony to make. So be it, right? And then stuff like Sony getting third party deals and time exclusive and all that nonsense. So yeah, I understand why people say stuff like that, but now Xbox is fine, man. And I think Xbox is going to be fine. And I don't think putting Indiana Jones killed Xbox and none of that stuff, and that we're still in the second golden age of Xbox, man. You know, they've been releasing great games. They have a ton of games still in the work. You know, it's just so for me, Lloyd Squad. I don't. You know, I think what the one thing that I hope and pray from the next Xbox is that it's a universal Xbox in the sense that literally every, even the OG Xbox and 360 games that currently aren't backwards compatible, but if I owned a disc, I could still put in the next Xbox and it plays. That would be my dream console right there. You know, that would be my dream console, is a universal Xbox. But other than that, yeah, I think it's gonna be great, man. I think it's gonna be a great console. And then Loiter Squad. Another thing is that Xbox brand makes money. You know, it's not like the reason why companies like Sega and Atari got out the console business was because the shit they didn't make money off of it. But Xbox is fine. Well, considering that they are currently more profitable than PlayStation, I personally don't believe that there's anything for Xbox to come back from that. Yeah. Oh my God, 30 frames per second is fine. Well, and not only that, as the quote said, performance is one of the last things they figure out. So I'm thinking it's just though they got the 30 frames right. They're gonna put in performance mode, but other than that, the game looks phenomenal. You know, the game looks phenomenal. I got sick of people whining about 30 in a game when they haven't even played it yet. Yeah, well, here's the thing. Doesn't Black Myth run terribly on the PS5? They were saying, right? And then also saw that hold on. Okay, where is it? Yeah, okay, so Monster Hunter Wilds, right? Gamescom demo was running at 30 frames per second. This stupid ass anime ad was running at 30 frames per second on PS5. So are people going to be upset about that? I doubt it. I really doubt it. Hell, one of my favorite games of the year, Dragon Dogma 2, when it launched, was only 30 frames per second. It apparently had bad PC performance, and I love that fucking game. I think it's phenomenal. So yeah, man. So people, to me, the 30 frame per second thing is one of the things that people just pick and choose to be upset about. I think people are trying to bad frame pacing with lower frame rates. You can have a 30 frame per second game that feels buttery smooth and a 60 frame that is a stuttering mess. Yes. And I think and I think And I think that's the case with Wukong. I think the performance on PS5 isn't great. But I remember as hell. I remember Starfield at 30 frames per second when it first released. Was again, it was my game of the year last year. So that tells you how little I cared. Redfall Starfield was some of the smoothest 30 frames per second as I played. Agreed. Exactly, Cipher. Those are very different things. You can have a very smooth 30. Yep. Call of Duty Black Ops 4. I'm assuming that's one of your favorites or worst Call of Duty games, Batman. Yeah, I haven't played any COD campaign. Even Vanguard is pretty good. I'm sorry, let me correct myself. Gogo Post said I haven't played any bad COD campaigns. Even Vanguard is pretty good. Yeah, man. That's why just keep the campaigns and those type of games. I get it. Most are going to maybe not play it or play it for a little bit to jump to the multiplayer, but there's still a big audience for them. Cypher type, I'm going to have to get back into playing Pillars of Eternity 1 and 2 and learn all the lore leading up to Avowed. Yeah, man. Yeah, same here. Like, I played Pillars of Eternity 1 years ago, didn't beat it, but just played it for a bit. I need to get back. And I do have Pillars of Eternity 2, but again, haven't played that one at all. Signa said 30 frames per second sounds bad, specifically if you mark the Series X as the most powerful console on top of your own first-party studios doing it. It's a double negative. It's only a double negative to fanboys. The truth of the matter is, Cygnus, and we gotta come to I need, like, I get it. All of us here are more the hardcore gamers. We tend to care about the stuff more deeply. People do not give a shit, Cygnus. They really don't. You know, hell, I would wager that there are even people who can't even tell. Now that might sound crazy because again, we will put game on 30 and 60 and we'll feel the difference. I guarantee you, Cygnus, you could fool a lot of gamers into thinking that a 30 FPS game is 60 and they would have no fucking clue. So it's not that big of a deal, man. It's not at all. Microsoft is working on licensing to bring older Marvel Alliance games in Deadpool. Do you think this will open the door for Xbox to make a new Marvel's Alliance or Deadpool? No on Deadpool, maybe on Marvel Ultimate Alliance because remember, Nintendo has Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, Jimmy Mac, and when I read a chart, it sold like 1.2 million copies or something like that. They didn't really show that much on Nintendo as you think. But I could see Xbox pulling some strings, getting a Marvel Ultimate Alliance 4, or maybe getting Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 port as well on Xbox and PlayStation. I could definitely see that being a possibility. But I would love if they got those games back on Xbox, man. Because one of my biggest regrets is that when they were released, they were digital only. And at the time, I didn't buy them because I thought I had forever. I had no clue Activision was going to lose some Marvel, the Marvel Nickelodeon Transformers license, right? So I didn't think they were going to go anywhere, man. And then, lo and behold, one day, seriously, it felt like it was out the blue, right? All of a sudden, they're all delisted. Coco Fiend said, I'm just waiting on Space Marines 2 and the Xbox port of Black Wukong. Game Pass got me on cruise control. Yeah, man. Dude, Space Marines 2 looks like it's going to be one of the best games of the year. The gameplay, everything about it looks spectacular, man. And know what, Space Marine 2 also look like it's going to give us kind of like that Gears of War style gameplay fix before Gears E-Day. Because, it's kind of got that same grimy art style and graphics to it. And you're fighting a lot of creatures and stuff, and they swarm you and all this other stuff. And the gun combat looks like it's like heavy like Gears. So yeah, Space Marine, that game's going to be spectacular. Xbox is not failing. 30 million consoles is nothing to Steve's bet. Yeah, man. We still got a whole second half of the generation to go. Sony didn't have to put MLB on Game Pass though. Sony and Microsoft work together a lot more than people think. Very true, Jimmy. Very true. Very true. Yeah, and that's the thing about That's the thing about the whole console war stuff. There's yeah. Don't get me wrong. The console makers are competing with each other. That's how competition works. When you're in the market, you try to find ways to sell to people. But at the same time, a lot of the console war stuff is really just us arguing over video games and having a dick measuring contest, right? And some people take it so seriously that they don't kind of realize that that like to an extent we're all kind of just a bunch of gamers being gamers, really. I also think that a lot of people aren't realizing how big of an impact it's going to be when Xbox allow users to play their purchased games with cloud gaming. Yeah, I feel like we've been waiting for that announcement for a minute, Cypher. I feel like we've been waiting for that for a minute. Facts. What a crazy ratio to look at. 60 million consoles sold and only 1 million bought Stellar Braid. That's wild. Well, according to who was that corrected me? I think it was Loiter Squad. And they shipped. I think they just shipped 60 million. I don't think they saw. I think it was Loiter Squad who corrected my ass earlier. But yeah, man, only 1 million bought Stellar Braid. Yeah, and then they just said, wow, what a major success that is. But any other, but with other games, it's a lot of nonsense. Black Myth is fine at 30 frames per second on a PS5 to me. Haven't seen any huge drops. Well, there we go. From Shiznal Lee's mouth, someone who's playing it on PlayStation, 30 frames is fine. Pro is definitely needed when all this games are 60. No, it's not. Because here's why, Singers. The games just get 60 FPS updates eventually. It's not like they're stuck at 30 frames. So these devs are making the decision. It seems like they're making the decision, Cygnus, to push the. I think they're doing 30 because they're pushing the visuals, and then eventually, either the performance mode comes late or comes later. But yeah, we don't need a pro. We don't need a pro. We don't need to, please, Cygnus. We do not need to spend no more fucking money on these expensive hardware. Hell, they barely go on sale. And when I say, I mean, no, let me correct myself. They barely get permanent price cuts. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. During the holiday season, you might get a Series X for $350 until December, until January 1st, was back to like this generation. It's the first generation I can remember where the consoles haven't had a permanent price cut yet. Because I distinctly remember how the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, they were like $300 two years in. By 2015, and that was the set price for them consoles, right? And then by the end of the generation, you could get them consoles for like $200, especially the PS4 and Xbox One Slim. So yeah, man, no Cygnus. I'm 100% against the Pro. If anything, devs need to just. If anything, devs need to refocus their priorities. They're clearly more infatuated with pushing. They're clearly more infatuated with pushing the visuals and then having the 30 and then kind of making the 60 FPS secondary. Right, that's the case. I don't think we need a pro at all. The consoles are could handle it. Hell, Starfield right now can run at 60 FPS. Hey, Unlimited, do you own any DC comics or graphic novels? Yes, I have a large collection of them. I have a large collection of DC comics and graphic novels. Batman, Superman, Justice League, Green Lantern, Wonder Woman, Nightwing. Hell, I even got comic runs of Constantine, the homie Constantine, Hellblazer, and stuff like that. So yeah, I love DC, man. I have a large collection. If Xbox forced devs to go 60, they would get destroyed on social media and gaming media. Yeah, to be fair, Sega forever, all Xbox all in. Xbox is a damn if you do, damn if you don't from a social media standpoint. So at this point, if I ran Xbox, I kind of have the same attitude they have now of, yeah, who gives a shit what they say? because I mean it gets annoying. It gets annoying where even when you give them what they want, they still bitch. Also, the games are able to run at 60 FPS because they are ported versions of the PS4. Yeah, that's probably the case. I mean, I'm not gonna play every PS5 game, so I don't know. But that sounds like it's true. Yeah, PlayStation stopped reporting consoles sold back in 2012, if I remember correctly. Well, there we go. The cloud servers use Xbox Series X blades. I feel like this is why Sarah talked about a new console in 2026, and it's being the largest hardware jump. New blades for the cloud servers. That's a good point. That's a good point. I'm hoping it's not 2026. You know, it feels, I don't know. To me, it just feels too soon, man. Because I feel like 2023, as i.e. 3 years into the generation, we finally started hitting the point where we're just getting these, just the great generation defining games, and now we're kind of in the middle of that, right? We're in the middle of all them games, from your Starfields to your Indiana Jones to games, even games like Black Wukong that have been super popular, and all this, right? So hopefully, so I don't. So hopefully they don't pull the plug on a generation that early, and that they like if they did it like, because remember how they announced the Xbox. Hell, I think they announced Project Scorpio 2 years before it released. But I think we first saw the Xbox One X officially 1 year before release. I'd be okay if they showed it 2026, released it 2027. Give us a good 7 year generation. I was amazed when Starfield dropped that 60 FPS on the Xbox. I really thought that game was too expensive for 60 FPS, but I was wrong. Yeah, we all were wrong. We all were wrong. But that just shows you that just shows you where we're at with game development, man. That just shows you where we're at with game development. Feel the same. Just feel too soon for a new Xbox. Yeah, man. I don't know how much PS5 is being pushed, but there's definitely plenty more power. Yeah, oh, that's another great point. I don't think we've come close to seeing what the Series S and X could do at its max. I don't think we've come close. Hellblade might be like, from a visual standpoint. Hellblade might be the first, but I don't think we've come close to what it could really, really do. Aside from the indie news, Gamescom for Xbox has been pretty fire. Yeah. Thank you for reminding me how Gamescom I thought was excellent, man. Excellent. And Gamescom really highlights why we need E3 and not the Summer Game Fest bullshit. Because look at what Gamescom gave us: a ton of gameplay, release dates, new reveals, and deep dives and interviews. Yeah, give me that over just trailers. You know what I'm saying? And as great as Xbox Summer Showcase was, you know what I rewatched the most? The podcast they did about Avowed afterwards. That 30-minute so give me the deep dives, give me the gameplay, give me the release dates, and Gamescom knocked it out the park with that. After Wukong, we definitely need more Chinese AAA games. Yeah, China. Well, that might start something with China. Personally, I'm not going to be out here singing praise to China, but that's probably a more political thing than what Wukong being a great game. But yeah. Wukong is that definitely opened the door for the Chinese game industry to penetrate Western Eastern gamers. Jimmy Max said, I agree with you. I think new consoles will be showcased in 2026, released in 2027. I think a handheld will come first. I think the handheld is going to come at the same time. I think handheld is going to come at the same time as the next generation. I don't think it's coming first. Only because I think Jimmy Xbox is just going to market everything as the next generation. Play anywhere to the extent of like, hey, look at the connection you could have with your handheld Xbox and your PC. I think that's where they're gonna go. Wukong selling 10 million is a huge statement. JRPGs ain't even doing that. Hell, dude, other Chinese games aren't gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? Like other Chinese games are not gonna sell 10 million like Wukong did. Wukong, Fallen Dynasty definitely hit a mark. Has been a nice surprise success. But it's gonna be one of those once of every few years type of success. mass success we see, it's not going to be so like the mistake that I could see the China making is something that happens all the time, right? Where okay, companies see one thing successful, they jump on that trend, and then they think if they release their own version of it, every single person, their game gonna do 10 million too. It almost never works out that way, right? But yeah, the game has been a massive success for a reason. All right, gonna wrap it up in a minute here. He said to Cypher to Shiznoli, League, PlayStation can't really push the PS5 when they're still developing games for the PS4. God, you know what annoys me? Because there are a lot of games that are only on the Series S and X, not on Xbox One, but the reverse is not the same for the PS5. There's still PS4 version of it, and I don't know why. I don't know why. I know Xbox showed a game coming. I know Xbox showed a game coming to Xbox called Wu Chang. I think it's the Chinese that love seeing more games from Korea. Why am I getting tongue tied? Love seeing more games from Korea and China. Yeah. I mean, look, more Korea and China games mean more games in general, new markets, more potential, and you can see what they could bring to gaming as well. Like we see from hell. I mean, look at what an Eastern European game like Stalker 2 is doing with Unreal Engine 2. You know what I'm saying? Look at what a Western, I think an American game, I think Obsidian's American, like Avowed is doing. And then and then look at what the Japanese are doing with their games, that are good. Games like Tales of Arise, which I really enjoyed. So yeah. So that it's just gonna benefit more gamers. The Asian market is heavily mobile. Do you think this is Xbox Avenue to get presence in Asia with their mobile store? Yeah, definitely. Because the thing is that hell, I wouldn't be surprised, Jimmy, if in the West the next Xbox console sells more than the handheld, but in the East the Xbox handheld sells more than the console. You know what I'm saying? I would not be surprised if that was the case. Genshin Impact is a huge get for Xbox. Yeah, definitely. Um, I thought it dropped the same day that they showed the trailer, but it looks like it's going to launch in November on Xbox, and then you get some cool Game Pass benefits. Which Batman graphic novels do you have? Do you have Batman Year One, Batman Arkham Asylum, The Dark Knight Returns? I don't have The Dark Knight Returns. Batman Arkham Asylum, that was a good. It had some really interesting art, but it's really really dark, so that's pretty good. I don't have Batman Year One, but I have read it. That's a great one. Um, yeah, but I'd have to dig into to my comics to see what all I have. So when I say I have a lot of comics, Batman and Dark Knight, I literally have boxes and boxes of them of DC Comics. Man, it's a part of me I don't talk about much because this is a gaming channel. But my other love is comic books. Yeah, Genshin is a big get. Genshin is really fun, good gameplay. I played on my PS4 Pro a few years back. Xbox All In says Sarah is doing the heavy work, especially with Asian devs. Definitely. She's doing an excellent job. And so I'm about to wrap it up here, guys. Thank you for joining me on the Unlimited Hangout, where I get to hang out with the chat, discuss with y'all, bounce off, and have a great conversation. You guys are absolutely fantastic as always. Absolutely love hanging with you guys. But next time it'll probably be a little bit truth. Get the crew together. So you guys, everybody, enjoy your weekend. Have a great time. Enjoy the games. Keep it gaming. I hope you guys enjoy Gamescom the way I did. And let me read Jimmy. And thank you, Batman and Shizno. Jimmy said to wrap it up, I just want to say you host a great live stream. The vibes here are chill, and everyone has been cool. Yeah, Jimmy, that's exactly what I try to. That's exactly what I strive for, man. Because I see a lot of when I see a lot, especially gaming podcasts, and the comments usually either negative, hyper negative, trolling. I don't like that stuff. Personally, I love what we have going on. You know what I'm saying? We could just discuss things. Hell, I even like people like Cygnus and a homie Mike Johnson who haven't been here in a minute, right? Who are PlayStation fans, and I could just talk to them. And I could just talk to them, man, and we have a conversation. You guys are awesome. Have a great weekend, and I am out.